When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Hey guys, this is the Void of the Ravenclaw. Welcome back to another fanfiction story. Let's get right into this. What exactly are you? You might have the rest of the humans fooled, little boy, but I could tell you're not human. My plants are very nervous around you. I guess I can reveal some information in show of good faith. Outside of those three, outside of those are my most trusted members of the fallen, and those only three of them, all siblings, know what I truly am. Ivy watches the 6-year-old boy step backwards a few steps as 4 sets of black feathery wings pop out of his back. I'm what you call a fallen angel. I was expecting a shock, maybe denial expression. Interesting. Don't get me wrong, I am quite surprised. I've never met a angel or alongside a fallen angel before, but this is Gotham. Strange and unusual come hand to hand when you're living in Gotham City. With one wave of poison ivy hand, vines came out of the ground and forming themselves into 3 vine chairs. Please, sit. You're fortunate I don't hurt children. What exactly do you want? Depending on what it is, we might be able to come up with an arrangement. I just need your help growing enough food for the humans that I'm in charge of. I might like to goof off time from time, but I do take my responsibilities seriously. And I have human children that require a lot of food. Wait, children? Yes, outside of the fallen members, everyone else is a young human child. They were either orphans or just simply abandoned, since the city sealed itself off. Considering my place is no longer safe, I'll grow your food, exchange for protection and shelter. I am quite worried about the children. You've been protecting? What do you think, Scarlet? What's your opinion? You're the little boss, but it's a good offer. Outside of all the other villains that live in Gotham, she's one of the nicest. As long as you didn't try to hurt nature. You got yourself a deal. Poison ivy. Now I just need to free some people that I've had under my mind control. But I won't do that until we get a safe away distance. I was right, you did have him under some sort of mind control. I'm not proud of it, but I must do what I must to survive. I have no issues with that. I'm not human, remember. But what you do to humans, that's not part of the fallen under my direct protection. I don't care if you outright killed them. Fallen angel, so I don't really consider many humans worthy of my time. Outside of that's a part of the fallen and the children that I'm protecting. Many of my kin think we're superior to all the other races. Unlike the rest of my kin, I see the potential in humanity. Regardless of their potential, they're still humans. I also would like some information, if you don't mind, while we walk. What kind of information? Nothing too serious. I just want all you know about the big hitters in Gotham City. I just want to know who they are and what abilities they have. If they have any. And I want to know more about this person they refer as Mr. J. That's the Joker. He's a psychopath and a well-known woman beater. That clown is pure evil. Joker, you say? I'll have to come up with a strategy to get rid of him. Someone like that, how you described him, will only bring trouble, but I'll worry about that later. While they were traveling back to the Fallen Base, Ivy told of all the information she had about everyone in Gotham City and how they and their territory or who joined forces and so on. While Gotham City was sleeping, was sleeping, as blimps started flying around and sky dropping fear toxin throughout Gotham City, Ezekiel immediately felt something was wrong as he woke up everyone in the middle of the night. You know some sort of gas is leaking in. As you see Ezekiel ordering everyone awake to seal off all the entrances of the hotel and get everyone moved to the middle floor of the hotel. He shut down the whole base. No one leaves or enters without Ezekiel knowing. With the help, with Poison Ivy, with their new plants near the hotel, it canceled out the fear toxin around the hotel, immediately getting. Soon afterwards, they got everything under control, at least for right now. Ivy immediately went to the garden and to get it all set up so she could begin growing food there. After the weeks gone by, it didn't take the fallen angel boy very long to notice. Ivy's kind of became the mother figure for all the small children that are living in the hotel. She's been keeping all of the younger humans not so rambunctious. So Ezekiel didn't mind. While Ezekiel was making sure this fallen gang is running smoothly, everyone was wondering where Batman is. He hasn't been seen. Only ones that are trying to stop the chaos is some of the Bat family, like Batwoman, Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood. The Bat family are trying to figure out a way to neutralize the fear toxin. That's why they haven't attacked the blimps yet. Because of his cautious nature, he adapted in the Gogori. He's been masking his fallen angel magical aura and presence in case there's any magic users in Gotham City. A month has passed as you see a little fallen boy walking into the city of Gotham, walking through the fear toxin. Only people on the street are the humans that are wearing some form of gas mask to get back and forth between different areas. Ezekiel just needed to take a walk to clear his mind on his next step. He needs to take and oh yeah, sorry, you guys. He needs some time and to escape from Ivy. She started to mother him, making sure he doesn't work himself too hard or get a full night's sleep, even though he told her repeatedly he doesn't need as much sleep as humans, but for some reason Ivy didn't really care. He was about to continue walking until he spotted a candy store. He's always had a soft spot for human candy, so naturally, he broke in by throwing a green light spear through the door, triggering the alarm. As he occasionally walked into the candy store, well, I like this place. It has a pretty good selection of inventory in the store still, and the store is a decent size. It's like walking into a candy store filled with candy. Good thing I brought some backpacks. Time to load up. Where shall I start, though? So many tasty choices. At the same time, Izuku was breaking into a store. Red Hood was standing on top of the building, watching him break into it. Hey, Batwoman, take a look. Take a look on the street below. As Batwoman watches the young man create a green light spear and toss it into the door. Yeah, that's definitely not normal. Let's go say hi. Don't give me that look. I wasn't going to shoot him. By the looks of it, he's only like 6 or 7 years old. Give me some credit. I don't hurt kids. Jesus, you're more paranoid than Bruce, wherever he ran off to. Shouldn't you be worried that he's been missing for quite some time? Not worried in the slightest. He'll show up again. He always does. He's probably doing something with the Justice League or something like that. He disappears like this before. The only difference between now than then is the criminals of Gotham is taking advantage of the situation. When Jason and Kate got into the candy store, they saw the little boy completely ignoring them, and shoving all types of candy in several backpacks that he brought through a magic circle. Aren't you a little young for breaking in and entering? And theft. It's quite a lot of crimes for such a young boy as for yourself. For a young boy, for a young man. You talking to me? I didn't notice you here, human. I'm kind of busy, so I suggest you walk out the way you came. I would hate to have to kill you. Got a mouth on you, kid. Not only did you break into a store, but you threatened to kill me. I think I like you. You have spunk. What are you doing here, kid? What does it look like I'm doing here? Ginger, I'm stealing candy, of course. Stupid question. What they're gonna do? Harass me? They have more important things going on right now than despite someone breaking into a candy store. They still have other shit to deal with. And I'm what you call a opportunist. Before they could say anything else, Light Spear appeared above their heads as the spears moved downwards and surround the two heroes. Or Batwoman's more of a hero, but Red Hood's more of a anti-hero or a vigilante. But that's neither here or there. Let's continue forward. It's been a pleasure meeting you two, even though you're weird humans dressing up in such a manner. You wouldn't dare catch me wearing some sort of bat suit or some bucket for a helmet. As he picked up all the backpacks with his magic and piling up in the middle of the room, as he conjures a magical circle underneath all the backpacks, as he steps in the middle of it. Later, as Izuku disappear alongside with the light spears, that little brat. I'm not gonna get away with this. I'll find him. Relax, it's just a brat with extremely powerful abilities, what I've seen so far. Come on, let's go. We're already wasting enough time. We need to finish up our patrol. And I highly doubt we can track him down After all, that was some sort of magic circle. So the kid knows magic. And the kid with magic is nothing but trouble. I plan to stay far away from him. And I bet those spears of his, something not to take lightly. I don't think they're for show. Especially how he blew through that door like it was nothing. That won't be a problem for me. What do you mean? I placed a tracker on one of those bags he was filling up with candy, so I'll have his direct location once we get back to the Batcave. As Jason slammed his hand over his forehead with his mask. That's actually a smart move. I can't believe I didn't think of it myself. That's definitely something that Bruce would do. Quite a compliment coming from you. As Red Hood and Batwoman left the store to continue their patrol around Gotham, as you see a magic circle appear in the middle of a room, as Izuku immediately, when he entered the room through magic circle, Izuku immediately hid all the bags filled with candy in a closet. Not closing the door, but it's halfway open. He noticed a small metal piece that's shape of a bat on the bag. Such a clever little redhead. A tracker, how cute. As he crunches it in his hands. Better luck next time, strange woman dressed as a bat. Now, hopefully no one will notice I disappeared for a few hours. As the door opened up, there you are. As Ivy walks into the room and closes the door behind her. How's your little walk? Oh, what you mean? Play coy with me. As she picks up Izuku, I know I've been overbearing the past couple weeks. Or months, depending on how you look at it. You might be the leader of the fallen, but you're still 6 years old, and your parent is nowhere to be seen. As Ivy, while picking him up and place him into his bed, as she tucks him in, I see you've been busy since you left the hotel. You didn't think I didn't notice the bag in the closet? You probably should shut it. You probably should have shut it. I probably would have never found out the amount of candy you have. I take it you paid a visit to the local candy store? It caught my eye. I have a nasty sweet tooth. It's fine, but no candy at late at night. I don't want a hyperactive fallen angel running around the hotel. You you sorry, you sound like her. My mother said the same thing when I first got introduced into candy when I was younger. Now, technically, I'm the same age now. I mean, you never talk about your mother before, at least with me, or with anyone else That's what I've been hearing. Of course, I've only been here a short amount of time. I could tell I could tell that was a very sensitive. You really don't talk about your past with anyone. I just like to keep things to myself. Unless my mom has access to dimensional travel, I won't be seeing her anytime soon. Don't get me wrong, I adore my mom. She's just a very strict and serious woman. Growing up the first time, it was hard to separate her being my mother or just being a commander. Military life, you know. Dimensional travel? I'm not from this dimension or this Earth. My Earth is in a completely different dimension. Supernatural creatures are pretty much run everything in the shadows. A good portion of Earth is run by the devils. But there was a side effect because I traveled to a different dimension. My body somehow reverted back to my 6-year-old form. I don't know if this is permanent or I will revert back to my original age after some time pass. Hard to tell at this point. This is my first time traveling to a different dimension. I did come across some strange humans in the candy store tonight. A redhead dressed up as a black bat, and a man with a brown jacket with some sort of military grade helmet that was red. I believe her comrade called her Batwoman, and the male human was called Red Hood. The woman did try to place a tracer on one of my bags, but I took care of it. From the Bat family. So the Bat family has finally took action. We're very strange for humans. I agree with you there. Never met Batwoman myself, but I've crossed paths with Red Hood on several occasions. Just don't underestimate that family, especially Batman. Just don't get it. Why would a human dress up as a bat and fight crime? It's very strange. I don't know about that either. But shall we continue where we left off last night? Please? I would very like that very much. Now you pull a chair up to the bed as she took out one of the books from the bookshelves. As she opens the book up from the check mark she left the last time she read him this story. As she sat down and read The Fallen Angel, a bedtime story. After an hour reading, she glanced over to see the fallen angel boy passed out, asleep. You might not have been much older before you came here, little fallen, but you're just a kid now. And you have a mindset of a 6-year-old little boy. And I have a strong feeling that you haven't changed much since you this age. I may not be your mother, but I plan to play the role while you're still in this dimension. As Poison Ivy shut the light off and closed the door quietly, and she made her way back to her quarters. What's the little boss doing? He's fine. He just got himself into a little mischief tonight. I've been meaning to ask you, how did you meet the kid? Like, how did he even become the member of this gang? It started when our old leader, was killed. We were being hunted down, but sorry, but when we first met him, at the time we didn't know who he was. He killed all of the member rival or all the members, sorry, chasing down the rival gang that was hunting us down. After killing them all, he proclaimed himself the leader of our gang. Of course, my brother protested, but Ezekiel made it clear he wasn't asking. He was going to be in charge regardless by displaying his powers with that light sphere he's able to create. At first, I was very suspicious of him, as you most likely figured out by how he's not your normal kid. At first, he acted like at first he acts like at times he acts like a grown-up, and other times he acts very childish. Regardless of that, he's been a very good leader. We probably wouldn't have survived this long without his leadership. Been here long. Despite looking 6 years old, he clearly had military training, and the look he has, I could tell he has taken lives, probably a lot of lives. A young boy like that should not have those sort of eyes. Well, good night, Scarlet. I need to head off to bed. It's getting pretty late. Of course. Good night, Lady Ivy. Scarlet decided to peek in Izuku's room to see him peacefully sleeping. As she gently closes the door and head back to her room. Next morning, Izuku woke up by Scarlet opening the blinds. Little boss, what time is it? As he's yawning and scratching or wiping the sleep away from his eyes. About 9 o'clock, sir. You kind of overslept a little bit. So what's on the agenda today, sir? Check on our food supplies, then get a number on our ammunition. Then we need to send a team out to scout. We're running low on medical supplies. Hopefully the hospitals haven't been totally ransacked. I'll be forming a team. Then we'll go out and see what we can find in any of the hospitals that are nearby. I'm feeling a little bit cooped up. I need to stretch my legs out. Understood, sir. Suppose I should get dressed first. Right outside your door if you need me, sir. After a few minutes, Izuku stepped out of his room and began to walk down the hallway with Scarlet. Get your brother. We leave in 30. On it, sir. 30 minutes later, Scarlet and Diablo finally arrive. This should be a simple run. We're going to scout out a couple of hospitals, then search the most promising one for medical supplies. Did you bring what I asked for? We got all the duffel bags. They're in the car. Excellent. Let's get going. Izuku and Scarlet and Diablo head out of the hotel into the car as they drove down the street as they make their way to several different hospitals after Izuku decided which one they'd to hit first. And the chance of discovering some medical supplies as they enter the parking lot of the garage or the parking garage of the hospital. Each one of you take a duffel bag and spread out. I'll be fine, Scarlet. It's just a hospital after all. I'll contact you if I get in any trouble. Be careful, little boss. Alright, come on, dumbass. Let's go. Good luck, little boss. Hey, wait, I'm not a dumbass. I'm highly offended. As both siblings have a smirk on their face, as they fist pump each other, as they went their own separate ways to get some medical supplies. It must be a sibling thing. Oh well, humans do weird things. But I've been constantly reminded, ever since I've been here, these humans don't act normal. Well, that's interesting. I don't think that's normal for a hospital. You watch as 3 men in hospital gowns, wearing some sort of doll mask on their face. You saw them walking down the hallway. As he decides to follow them, let's see where this leads me. Probably shouldn't follow these humans. I'm sorry, I probably should follow these humans. These are the strangest ones I've seen so far. Izuku did notice the humans with doll mask on their face are moving a bit unnatural for humans. Like they don't have a mind of their own. Like they're under someone's spell. It was very uncomfortable watching for the young fallen angel as he watches grab one of the patients and drag him by the hair into a room. Izuku's eyes widen to see a stray devil that was once a humanoid form has been so twisted by his desires that his body mutated into a combination between a humanoid and a spider. What the hell? What is this stray devil doing here? And how the hell did he even get here in the first place? Well, this is not good. Izuku immediately made a magic circle that engulf on the floor the whole room where the stray devil is and the rest of the strange humans as holy lightning engulfed the whole room as the stray devil was immediately vaporized alongside with the humans as the ground is sorry smoke emanating from the floor as the floor is occasionally emanating some electricity. It's the simple after effect of the spell. As much as I hate finishing it off fast, I don't have time to enjoy a one-on-one bout with a stray devil. Hopefully there's not more of these things here. It's very concerning how they got here in the first place. I don't think devils and fallen angels exist in this world. Ezekiel continued to go deeper into the hospital, eventually found the medical supply room as he begins to load up what he can in the duffel bag. After loading up what he can in the duffel bag, he made his way near the surgery wing and saw more of these humans with doll mask. As he followed them, and what he saw in the surgery operation room shock him, as he saw someone with a pig mask doing some sort of operation on several devils, while there's several fallen angels in the room, with the man with the pig mask guarding him, it seemed like. What the hell? Izuku slowly walked away to make sure he didn't get noticed. He contacted Diablo and Scarlet, telling them to meet up. We're leaving. Before he could escape, make an escape, he saw a spare room. When he walked past the spare room, he saw it guarded by fallen angels, as a girl wearing a bat costume, as Batgirl is on a operation table in one of the small operation rooms, unconscious. While one of the fallen angels' back was turned, Izuku ignited his green light sphere through his chest. Then he began to use the same fallen angel that he just plunged his spear in, use it as a human shield. As he created several light spears behind the other fallen angel and ran his other spears through his body. As he snapped the fallen, well, not even really snap, but as he plunged another spear into the fallen angel he's been using for a human shield, killing him instantly. Before the other angels could, well, basically what I just said. Well, that was easier than expected. Good thing I had the element of surprise. Now I wonder what my brethren had planned for this strange human. It's best if I take her along. After contacting his team and getting reunited, and finally met up, he had Diablo pick up the human girl in the bat costume. We're leaving. Diablo nodded as they all entered the hallway. As Izuku comes to face with someone he did not expect. As he locks eyes with Kokabiel. You're not one of my men. Who are you? Bill, this is not good. One damn bit. I'm no match for him. It's time to take the scenic route, Diablo. Engulf the hallway. Scarlet, we're jumping out the window. Can you handle 2 extra people with your telekinesis? It's gonna be a problem, sir. As I break the window with my light spear, we will be jumping out of the window and head to the garage, where the vehicle is at. Izuku saw Diablo engulf the hallway with his fire. Izuku immediately made a light spear and shattered the window as 4 sets of his fallen angel wings materialized from his back. He immediately hovered downward when he jumped. Not flying, just hovering downward. As Scarlet is hovering down with Diablo and Batgirl with her telekinesis, once they made it to the ground, Izuku immediately dispelled his wings and made their way back to the vehicle and peeled out of there real fast. Lord Kokabiel, should we give chase? No, stand down, soldier. Interesting, another fallen angel here. I did not expect that. But that does give me a proper opponent for a war, even though he's still a child. But 4 sets of wings, that's most impressive. After all, I can't have a proper war without a proper opponent. And he seems to know me somehow. Clearly, he's not from my dimension. So I was right. There are more versions. There are more dimensions. Interesting. Boy B, for now. I need to get going. After all, I can't have him die too soon. He has to entertain me further. He did take the human girl that broke into the hospital earlier tonight. That's really not important. And she's not important for our plans. The moment Professor Pig completes his work, get rid of him. I'm heading back. You should, sir. After all, I can't be a bad guest. After all, I'm supposed to be entertaining someone. Kokabiel released his 5 pairs of wings as he took flight out of the window. We cut back to Izuku, being very silent throughout the whole car ride back to the hotel. Once they got back, they headed over. They handed over what they managed to collect in the hospital to Alice. As Izuku had Scarlet, but Batgirl, in the spare bedroom right next to Izuku, as he had Scarlet and Diablo guarding her door when she finally awakened. The moment that girl wakes up, he told Scarlet and Diablo to bring her to him when she finally gets up. He wants to ask her a couple of questions. As you have Izuku sitting on his throne, reading and going over reports that Alice handed him once he returned back to the hotel. He's also going over the inventory list of all the supplies they have collected or still have. A few days has passed since his encounter with his kin in Kokabiel. The question Izuku is wondering which Kokabiel he's dealing with. Since that night, he's been wondering if that's the Kokabiel from his dimension or was from an entire different dimension. He clearly did not notice him. He would have known if that was his Kokabiel, or if that Kokabiel was from his universe, he would have noticed him straight off the bat. Regardless if he's from his dimension or not, this Kokabiel from a different dimension, he needs to find a way to stop him. He could cause a lot of damage on Earth. He suspects Kokabiel is most likely still a warmonger, like the Kokabiel from his dimension. Step into the room, breaking Izuku from his train of thought. I saw you brought in Batgirl. I did. That's what she's called. She has some information I need to get from her. What are you going to do to her? Lex, I might not be human, but I'm not going to hurt her or torture her. That's more of my mother's thing. She knows something I need to know. There are some of my kin in the hospital. Don't know how they got there, but if Kokabiel is here, no matter what version of him this is, he's a threat. He needs to be taken out immediately. And that's where I'm stuck. In all honesty, in truth, if Kokabiel and I fought, I have no delusions of the outcome of the battle. I would lose. He's far too powerful. He's a cadre, after all. Or used to be. I take it you two know each other? Yes and no. I don't know this Kokabiel, but the one from my world I know very well. Kokabiel is one of the most respected and feared generals of the Gregori. He's a battle maniac, but that's not what. But I could tell he's the same. Than what version of Kokabiel I know. The simple fact that he didn't recognize me was a big sign that he wasn't from my dimension. He acted like he did not know me whatsoever. What do you plan to do then? I'm gonna lay low. That's what I plan to do. For now. Now that I know other fallen angels are involved in things into the city, things are gonna get a lot more hectic around here. And if anything's not done soon, Gotham will be a battlefield. Trust me, Ivy. This Kokabiel is a first-class monster. He loves battle, torture, and some unsavory actions I won't repeat. I've heard some nasty rumors back in the Gregori. And my mom has always despised that man. Exactly is a Gregori. I've heard you mention that phrase several times, or say that phrase several times. It's what the Dark Angel faction is named. It's called It's called the Gregori, and it's run by my grandfather. I grew up in that atmosphere. There are three major factions outside of the yokai and some other god pantheons. But mostly the angels and the devils and the fallen angels are usually fighting each other. Then the Great War happened. I've killed my fair share of angels, devils, back in my dimension. How did you get here in the first place? Oh, I traveled through dimensions. A dragon god opened a pathway for me. I wanted something more exciting than what's back at home after the war ended. Everyone was dead set on not breaking the fragile peace we have with the other other factions, including the yokai. With the help of Great Red, I was transported here in this dimension. In my 6-year-old form, apparently. The dragon god did warn me there would be some side effects, because I wasn't a god or a dragon, so was one of the side effects of dimensional travel. My age apparently reverted back to my 6-year-old form. Don't know how long I'll be in this form, or I will have to age normally. Ezekiel got up from his throne and began to walk out of the room with Poison Ivy. Thank you for listening to me, Ivy. I really don't have someone to talk about these things. The Rosefield siblings really don't understand. They're humans after all. That's why I find talking to you quite enjoyable. I quite enjoy talking with you as well, Izuku. As Ivy picks him up and places him in the bed and tuck him in for the night. I know you don't show it, but you worry about the humans in your care. Of course I do. I'm responsible. The moment I took command of this little gang of theirs, it became my responsibility. I'm just worried. I'm just worried what's going to happen to the future. I know if things get dicey, I know not all of them are going to survive. And with the protector of Gotham still missing, there's not a lot of people standing in Kokabiel's way. Even if they found this Batman, or if he returned on his own, he's just a human. He can't fight against a fallen angel of his caliber. It's like a mouse trying to fight a tiger. He'll die if he goes against a fallen angel. It's not a phrase, it's a reality. Batman is just a man, a human man, but don't underestimate him. Many have done that same thing, and he's beaten them all. If anyone could find a way to stop him, it would be Batman. And he has the backing of the Justice League. There are some members of the League that are not human. Before Izuku could say another word, Ivy placed her index finger over his lips. I'll tell you more once you have a good night's sleep. Ivy started to hum a song that her mother used to hum to her when she was just a girl, when she was trying to go to sleep. Ivy has noticed, so did the Rosefield siblings. Izuku mentality is slowly reverting back to a child. She expects he'll eventually lose his calculated older mind and revert fully to a kid's mentality. She can only guess that this might be the cause of him reverting back to a kid. It just might have took his body and mind to catch up with each other. All right. Sorry, I was eating ice or whatever. This is where we're going to end it. Hope you guys have a good night and day, judging my time zones, and I'll catch you in the next video.